I went to the sandwich fair with the girl that I was in love with, or I thought I was at the time.
Well, you were at the time.
And the reason we went was because it was going to be our last weekend together, because this other girl I was seeing had told me she was pregnant and I was going to
Right.
get married and do the right thing, right?
Right.
We get down to the sandwich fair and they had a fortune teller lady there. So, you know, we went in and watched those midget wrestling that they do with them pygmy people. You remember this? And I said, you get in a different part of the line, because I don't want, when we go through the door, that we're not talking, right? You get 3 or 4 people in front of me. And she was. And they had like roll-out green indoor-outdoor carpet, but like grass, going up to this little trailer. You went in one door, sat down with the mat, and she greened one palm for $5, both palms for $10.
Right.
And you've seen them be there at the sandwich fair, correct?
Yeah.
No, you too. Let's go.
When I came out, because she was 4 or 5 people ahead of me, she was sitting over at the bar having a beer. I said, you all right? She said, no, let's go. I said, well, can I have a beer? No, let's go. I said, well, can we stop in Lee, going back towards DeKalb and get a beer? Yeah, let's just go. We got to the Lee tap and sat down, and she said, what'd that lady tell you? I said, well,
so you got to turn around and do that.
I think you should tell me first. She said, no, you tell me. I said, she told me that I had 2 women in my life.
No, you didn't.
And one that loved me, and one that was carrying my next son. And she said she could see mountains around me. I said, I'm in Sandwich, Illinois. There ain't no mountains around me, you know. But and I told the lady, I said, I do have a son that lives in the mountains by my first wife. She told me a few other things, and I left. And then I told you that part of the story. She was at the bar, so I told her that part, and I said, so what did she tell you? She said she told me that even though you're in love with him, he has an opportunity to be a father again, so you need to let him go and be the man that he missed being. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. I have never been back to a fortune teller in my life because she scared the hell out of me. Okay?
Yeah.
But it was so true. It was so true.
I've been to one.
And I did get married, and I had the son, and I wound up with custody of him, and we suffered and built the barn that I live in now. And he's living his life, and I'm still living mine. Thank you, Lord.